Are you ready?
Seconds left. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Ladies and gentlemen, may I have your attention, please? The show starts
right here, right
This
now.
is a message to all the haters out there. If you don't like what I do, but you watch everything I'm doing, you're still a fan.
Yellow model kid, yellow bottle sipping, yellow Lamborghini, yellow top missing.
What's poppin'? Brand new whip, just hopped in. I got options. I can pass that bitch like.
Pop it. Twerking weird. Twerking mad. Work, 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 work. Gucci down to the socks like I'm Biggie Papa. Keep your girl here in my top box.
What's going on, everybody? This is your main man, Ox Smooth Baron, and you're tuned in to Hog HQ. Woo! Pig Sue! Wee! Go Hogs!
Look. First of all, I just want to apologize for the technical difficulties that was going on behind the scenes. You have no idea what was going on. I came in, my mic sounded good, my video looked good, and all of a sudden, I tried to show
bragging.
off. Man, look, I got braggadocious, bro. Look, I was like, what's the dude that used to be in the end zone like this when he didn't break up the pass? Yeah, that little stuff. Yeah. But look, y'all know what it is. We are back with another episode. This is Hog HQ Live, brought to you by the Hog Talk Podcast. This is episode 57. And as always, you know what the hashtag is. Tell a friend to tell a friend, and we're back again with another episode. Once again, who is this? Make sure my mirror is not off today.
Adam.
This is Adam. Oh, hey, that's all good. I'm good. Okay. And this is Hard right here, man. And I'm DP. Look, we are back with another episode once again. Sorry for the technical difficulties that caused us to be delayed tonight. But we definitely appreciate the guys and gals who are showing up and putting the likes in the comments and as well viewing us. So we definitely appreciate you guys tonight. Dana Dugan, I'm going to make sure I'm saying this right. Not much to say except they need to get their shit together. Play as a team and defense. Hey, I'm not mad at that opinion. I definitely Yeah. You won't be alone tonight when it comes to this. So we definitely gonna talk about this 0-3 start in SEC play. But you know what we do.
Pay bills.
Gotta do it. Let's get it.
BetOnline is the world's most trusted betting platform and your number one source for everything sports betting. Every stat, matchup, breakdown, and even live odds and spreads to bet on during games. With the largest catalog of odds on everything from football, MLB playoffs, NHL, NBA, to political props. When the game's over, head on over to our online casino and get in on a game of blackjack or poker, or unwind with one of our over 150 slots games. Head to the website today to get in on the action with America's most trusted site for online wagering. Bet online. The game starts here.
Shout out to Bet Online for that kind word, for a bit of advertising. We definitely appreciate that. Once again, we are back. Apologies if you missed it initially about technical difficulties, but we are on, we are live, and we are here. You see, this is a 2 out of 3 hat show, right?
I was having a good hair day.
I'm mad at you, brother. I'm having a bad hair day. I'm gonna have it right next week, so just know I'm gonna be clean next week. What it is. David says, if we don't win the next 2 games, we could possibly start on 10 in conference with the way we look if nothing changes. Absolutely, David. Justin says, they don't get this shit together quick, they're going to be playing in the NIT or CBI position. Hey, you're not wrong.
If that.
Yeah, you're not wrong at all. So we definitely on board with that. I don't know if you guys, well, I know you guys watch. So last week, Adam was like, yeah, we could potentially start off 0-3.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and it happened. And this is the thing that was interesting. We've seen this. We'll get into this right. We'll get to basketball. Let's get into this SEC roundup on these scores. So basketball scores. Number 1 Tennessee, 43.
This was Tuesday, Wednesday scores.
Yeah, that was crazy work. So that was interesting for us to play against Kentucky, which was a measuring stick against number 1 team, and then to see Florida go in at home and take care of business, which lets me know that SEC home play makes a difference. And you got to win these home games, guys. You got to win these home games. Mm-hmm. So Florida comes in and take care of business, 73-43 against Tennessee. Next, you had Auburn in Texas. Auburn go ahead, and Bruce Pearl and his team pulls off the win in regards to that, 87-82. Alabama, you got 88-68 over USC Junior, a.k.a. South Carolina. UK loses to Georgia, which was interesting. Because we know that BBL Nation was all in our DMs talking bad about Arkansas losing to Tennessee.
Well, they even put out their video before the game that was like, oh, shoot around in Athens. And then that's what y'all get.
That's what you get. What Cat Williams say? Shouldn't have been talking shit. Should have been talking shit. Yeah, so that's what that was. Then you had Texas A&M number 10 playing OU. A&M takes the victory 80-78. Mississippi State versus Vandy. Mississippi State takes the victory 76-64. Ole Miss 73 over Arkansas 66.
Yeah, I thought that was the game, like, to get John L. Davis back on track, and it obviously wasn't because he went 0 for 8 yesterday.
Yeah.
I'm looking up his, because I think he finished with like 15 or 18 against Ole Miss. Because he hit, here we go. Yeah, so against Ole Miss, he was 15 points, 3 for 7 from 3, 4 for 9 overall. He had 4 players in double figures. Thero led. Arkansas was 17. That was a game kind of like similar to the Florida game yesterday. You start off in control, and then you let the other team claw their way back a little bit, and you can't play from behind.
Right.
So, they did this, they let Ole Miss come back, get with, tie it up at the half, and then it was the Ole Miss show after that.
Correct.
Mm-hmm.
Moving on, you had LSU and Missouri. LSU loses to Missouri 83-67. So basically what I got a chance to see from that game, I kind of knew we weren't going to play well against Tennessee. As Matt mentioned as Hart mentioned in the text message thread, he said, I haven't seen Ole Miss, but I'm hoping these guys will get it together. And it just goes to show you that the SEC is loaded in basketball as well. We know it's loaded in football as well as in baseball. So Arkansas got to get it together, man. Like I said, if they don't get it together, then they'll be the doormat in regards to basketball. I do want to get into. Go ahead and give me the other scores. And I'm getting to these comments because the guys are chiming in the comments. So that's the same thing.
Oh, it's Saturday.
Yeah. So Tennessee and Texas. So number one Tennessee. How they still number one?
Because they haven't put out the new rankings yet.
Yeah, they be changed. So,
but did you hear what Rick Barnes said post game?
I missed it.
So he talked about he benched Chaz Lanier at one point or towards the whatever, and he said in the press conference because they drew up a play for Chaz Lanier to shoot, and he didn't shoot. And Rick Barnes in the press conference said, "You don't get paid to not shoot. Essentially, you got paid to shoot. We drew up a play for you. You didn't shoot. You're on the bench." But just actually hearing a college coach say that out loud now is, I'm not mad at it.
Not mad at it at all.
You got paid to come here and do something. You didn't do it. So your ass is going on the bench.
Yeah. And initially, yeah. So I definitely get where they're going in that regard. Going forward, you had number 2, Auburn. Auburn continues to win, 66 over USC Junior, 63. Alabama, number 5. Takes the victory over A&M, 94-88. UK come back and get a win over Mississippi State, 95-90. Florida, 71-63 of Arkansas. Good start. Can't play from behind. It is what it is. Number 17, OU, 62, loses to UGA. So apparently UGA not being ranked is not a problem.
And
apparently,
OU being ranked is a problem. I mean,
it's definitely a damn problem. And football,
they're not going to be ranked, and I think Georgia will be ranked.
Yeah. They definitely earned it. UGA definitely earned it. Going to Ole Miss and LSU. Ole Miss takes the victory 77-65 over Ole Miss. And Vandy loses again to Missouri. Once again, a team that's unranked, that's piling up, collecting wins in the SEC. That's what it takes. So Missouri takes the win 75-66 in regards to SEC hoop scores on Saturday. So shout out to the guys for doing what they're doing. Meanwhile, Arkansas is trying to still figure it out. And everybody's patience is getting thin, so I definitely understand that. There's no shade in that. There's no need to feel some type of way about it. But at the end of the day, Arkansas has to get together. You got a Hall of Fame coach who came in from his previous establishment and is not getting it done thus far in conference play, and that's what it also counts. Miss Teresa, shout out to Miss Teresa. How you doing, Miss Teresa? Said $1 million, Hall of Fame coach. 0-3, Lord have mercy. I guess you don't get what you pay for. Bring on baseball. And baseball is loaded. I think in baseball, we are ranked 13 nationally and number 7 in the SEC.
Yeah, that's garbage.
Yeah. So we'll see what that is. I think baseball is the one thing that we all hold on to because we know we were so close in regards to winning the championship. And we hope that Dave Van Horn and company can get it together and put together a squad that can play effectively down the stretch to get us what we need to get it done. David, you can't make perimeter shots, can't make free throws, can't rebound, tough to watch. So, David, that's a great comment, my man. Going into it, I want to get David's comment, then we'll go ahead into our next informational. But that's definitely exactly what happened. Like I said, we looked at it. You can't make free throws. Shit, you can't make layups.
We were 24-35 from the free throw line. 24 made free throws. You shot 35, and you still only scored 63 points or whatever it was. 63. You went 2 of 16 around the rim or layups.
And the thing about that, and I want to chime into that before we get into our sponsorship, but it's the soft ass shit that I'm seeing. The fact that you go to the rim for a layup and you look for a ref to call a foul. If you're not tough, if you're not going up aggressive, showing an aggressive nature to be able to get to the rack and get the and one, then the refs are going to go ahead and let you play. And they realize you playing weak, depending on them to get a call, they're not going to let it fly. So I definitely applaud the refs in that regard to doing their job and just saying, hey, you guys got to play tough. This is SEC ball. This is what it's all about. This is why you came here. This is why they paid you. You got to play tough. We want to see good ball. So I definitely understand that comment. And it definitely is a situation where we have to do a better job of what? you got to protect this house. You got to protect this house. I mean, you got to think about it. As tough as we've seen Bud Walton been in the past couple of years, and then you go on the road, just understand that other programs are getting better. And their fan base is honing in on who they have coming through the portal, and they're going to make strides to go ahead and make it a tough place to play away from your home environment. So you got to win at the house and then try to get you some wins on the road, even though it's tough. But this is what you guys, quote unquote, get paid to do at this particular point. Can we go ahead and drop that information for the people?
Yeah, hang on a second. I'm going to comment off here.
Yeah.
Let's take a quick timeout and talk about something just as important as Arkansas basketball. Your home. Our friends over at Premium Supply are like the MVPs of home improvement. They've got everything you need to make your house a slam dunk. We're talking siding, soffit, columns, windows, doors, vents, decking, the whole playbook. Whether you're building from the ground up or just doing a little home court maintenance, they've got you covered. And with locations in Conway, North Little Rock, Russellville, and Jonesboro, there's always a Premium Supply close enough for a fast break. So, if you're looking for premium products with premium customer service, make your next shot count and visit us on Facebook or at www.premiumsidingsupply.com. Premium Supply, where we treat each of our customers like one of the family.
Shout out to Premium Supply for being a sponsor on the Hog HQ Live. Once again, we definitely appreciate them. Speaking of Premium Supply, you know, on the East Coast, it's a snowstorm going on. On the West Coast, it's a damn hell situation.
Oh, yeah, I had a video I was going to send you earlier to tell me how accurate it was or not.
We'll tap into it. But look, prayers go out to anyone who is losing power on the East Coast, being in distress on the East Coast with the snow, and anyone who is being displaced on the West Coast when it comes to this weather, man. This is a hellacious situation. And this is one of the times where us as a country, no matter what side of the aisle we stand on, we do come together, right? So it would be nice to see us come together on a regular, just help other people who have less than us and who are in distress. But I digress. And with that being said, like I said, prayers to anyone who is going through anything in regards to that. Y'all know we got some snow in Atlanta, man. You know, Atlanta showed out when it came to the snow because we don't get snow. And when we get snow in Atlanta, the whole city going to shut down. So it's diabolical. It was a meme going out because I don't know if you guys know. But in Atlanta, lemon pepper wings, lemon pepper chicken wings.
Is this accurate?
Let me see.
When ATL gets snow, the photo shoots start.
Oh yeah, for sure. Okay. Yeah. I'm talking about the ATVs was out in the city, man. Like I said, guys was down, students down at Georgia Tech snowboarding. It was a dude skiing down the street on Peachtree.
Man, you know what else is happening?
What's that?
Man, this is crazy. Baltimore won last night.
You full of shit. Okay. Let's go ahead and address this because I didn't address it directly with you in the group text. So, Hart, I know you don't really have a team, but quote unquote, you kind of check for the Cowboys from time to time. So, me being a Pittsburgh Steelers fan and him being a Baltimore Ravens fan, elite rivalry, right? Third time playing each other this season. It went split during the season. And I'm going to be clear with you. We had no business in the damn playoffs. Them last 4 games, we just handed it over to teams. Miss Teresa, I know you're a Chiefs fan, but ain't no way in hell the Chiefs supposed to have a record they got. They play the schedule they got. The refs is on payroll. It is what it is. But the Chiefs did beat the Steelers fair and square. I got to go ahead and get it up. But for the most part, a lot of times when I watch the Chiefs play this year, I'm looking like, ain't no way in hell they're supposed to win that game.
Well, I was wondering last night because I don't pay a whole lot, well, a little bit. So Russell Wilson, his contract's up.
Yep.
So, and one thing I was actually surprised at is they didn't pick up the 5th-year option on Najee Harris.
Mm-hmm.
So, are they just going to rebuild, or are they letting Justin Fields take over?
Bigger question: is Mike Tomlin going to be there?
That's the question.
Here's the thing with that, and I know this is a Razorback show, but it is what it is. Mike Tomlin gets you to the playoffs.
Yeah.
Mike Tomlin has never had a losing season.
Correct.
Mm-hmm.
Do you risk that and letting him go to somewhere like Chicago?
That's what they saying. I see it too.
Or do you just figure out what changes you need to make a la quarterback and figure out? I mean, because we'll be clear on yesterday too. They took TJ Watt out of the game.
Yep.
He did not record one stat yesterday.
Nope.
So I just don't. I think if you let Tomlin go, you're going to be in a bigger hole than you're in now.
Absolutely. We see. Go ahead.
No, I guess y'all. I mean, you constantly are in the playoffs. You're a good team. I know that y'all are just frustrated at the same result.
Yeah, I mean, it's when I can always argue with a Cowboys fan because of one of our other rivals. The fact that the last time the Cowboys were in the playoffs and in the Super Bowl, it was on VHS. I could rent that Blockbuster, but
yeah, it's on eBay. You can get it for like $10.
Yeah, it's out of pocket either way. But just focusing on the Steelers, man. Like I said, I think we got a thing in Tomlin. I don't know when he's ready to. And when I think of Mike Tomlin, I'll tell you who I think about the most: Mike Anderson.
John Harbaugh.
Mike Anderson. In regards to
at least Tomlin's won Super Bowls.
Facts. So somebody, and I'm gonna get to something else when we get back to this basketball situation a few minutes ago. But I look at it and I say he's all about developing young men into men. And at some point, there comes a threshold where, hell, your job is on the line in regards to wins and losses. That's what it's all about. In the words of Edwards, you play to win the game. You play to win the game. So I know you got it somewhere. But either way it go, like I said, I don't know when they're going to let go of that. But like I said, as an organization, we only have a couple head coaches in the history of Steelers football.
You've had 3.
Yeah, so it's an interesting situation. Like I said, in regards to on paper, it looks good in regards to not having losing seasons, but not being able to prolong and continue your postseason play. That's what it's going to come down. He's already got the extension, just like Tom. It's like Pittman. He already got the extension, so he's not going to get fired. So
I just feel like at this day and age, I don't feel like you can. You can't have Baltimore versus Pittsburgh and it not be Tomlin versus Harbaugh.
Yeah.
I mean, that'll just be weird. Like, I feel like that they should, like, when the time comes for them to retire, they need to retire at the same time.
Yeah. And it's interesting in the division because we all know we got the best division in football.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Y'all's NFC North, that's a fluke. This is one season that the Vikings and the Lions are relevant. Don't get used to it.
Not mad at
you're doing great things, but Sam Darnold's going to be Sam Darnold sooner or later.
There you go. Let's chime back into this Arkansas basketball while they're here. Ask Coach Kyle when the tweak is coming. Elijah, I think when you say the tweak, I'm thinking about maybe twisting up this starting lineup. Richmond. I like Richmond defensively. Wagner is so inconsistent to be playing this long. I'm not enthused by his play at this point. I think Boogie Wagner. Boogie Flan has the athleticism. He has the skill and the will. He does not have the experience. So you got to continue to learn on the fly. But as well, I would like to see some of the other guys be able to make a situation where, hey, as Hart said before in another show, maybe Nelly needs to put the ball in his hand. Maybe we need to go with Nelly and Boogie at 1 and 2.
Well,
and just switch them up.
He went 0 for 8 yesterday, so I think that's out the window.
It's out the damn window.
I'm to the point, put one of these practice squad guys on the court. Maybe they can hit a damn shot.
Maybe.
And I don't, and I think we talked about this the other day, or it may have been Logan called me the other night. Like Adu being last year all SEC defense, I don't understand unless it was just solely from blocks and protecting the rim. Florida yesterday made him a bit uncomfortable because he'd catch the ball up high and then they were shutting off the other players, forcing him to basically run the offense.
Yep.
And they've got to figure it out. I mean, he's in a sense, he's been a liability. Avisa's just a liability. You've got multiple guys that are liabilities on one side of the floor or the other, and you're only playing 8 or 9 of them. I know that the commentators have reiterated this, and this coming from Cal about them having it figured out by the end of February. At the end of February, you only have like 3 more games before the SEC tournament. You got to figure it out before then.
Yep.
And then to not know in the press conference what your next game was, I mean, that just made everybody kind of laugh at you a little bit.
I'm gonna get to that presser in a minute. And Hart, I'm gonna definitely tap in with you about the presser. But I'm going to Miss Teresa comment right here. Say what the Hogs have is individual players that are good, not a team of players as it shows. Absolutely agree with that. Next, I met Justin. Shout out to Justin. He always on here with us. The league is too deep for us to have a pitiful showing like this. Coach Cal got a channel that 09 to 12 Kentucky Cal. Yeah, he definitely got to figure it out. That's when they were winning. That's when they were being relevant and prominent. At least Cal is having fun. So, Will, I'm gonna ask you this question: he's having fun as opposed to who? As opposed to Muss? As opposed to Pittman? Let me know what you saying when you say that, Will. What happened to the I'm a dunk on your ass mentality? Sick of this LeBron look for a foul mentality. You know what, Justin? I definitely agree with you with that. I'm gonna tap in with Hart real quick. I feel like, and he said something the other day in the presser, it's almost like an AAU mentality. It's like a high school AAU mentality. So somewhere along the line, as Larry Johnson told Coach Richardson a long time ago, you need to go get some grown men. You need some grown men. Hart, go ahead and tap in for me real quick and let me know how you're feeling about what's going on, what you're seeing in regards to basketball.
Well, I mean, ultimately, some may say this is a cop out, but the real problem is the transfer portal and the NIL. And the reason I say that is because you don't build teams anymore. You just have an AAU squad for a year, and then you have basically a whole new squad the next year. So it's hard to build cohesiveness. And that's why you hear coaches saying, "Oh, we're going, towards February or something," which in the February I agree is just ridiculous. Mid-February used to be the what Musselman would say.
Yeah.
So we're missing pieces. We need a Mason Jones type guy, one that can get to the rim and absorb contact and still score. We're lacking that. Boogie's, like you said, he's just a little bit erratic. He's shooting shots just because he's open as opposed to taking good shots, basically.
Yeah.
As far as the line, Ado, I agree with you. He seems a little soft to a degree at times, albeit he did look better against Florida, in my opinion, than he did in the other 2 games. It's just so much. We don't have a shooter. We need a shooter.
Yep.
A pure shooter. Like we have talked about previously, and that's also killing us. And Nelly not living up to his hype is what we're lacking. Because if he does open it up with the 3, then we do have somebody that can possibly get to the rim. As far as Cal, it's just we knew what we were getting. We've seen him for 15 plus years at Kentucky and everywhere else, so we knew what we were getting with him. All the sayings and we're young, all those types of excuses he likes to say. So we knew what we were getting. It's just going to take time, and we're going to have to get used to teams being like this going forward.
Yeah. I want to tap into Miss Teresa's comment. They had said they had the bigs and their sniper in foul trouble with over 13 minutes to play and continue to dick around and waste time standing still, just dribbling instead of taking it straight to them. Every game is like they are. It's like that. They're killing me. Yeah, I definitely understand that. Boogie, if you understand they're not aggressively playing defense on your top of the key, that's your time to pump fake and drive to the rack and get the foul. Aggressively looking to get the layup and the and one. That's what they're looking for because they watch the film like everybody else, and they saying, well, hell, if these guys gonna be soft and just take these, settle for these perimeter shots, even though they're not a good perimeter team, we'll let them take it. Because if we see in the Tennessee game, if we know you're gonna do that, we're just gonna stand around the rim and out rebound you and continue to have possession. So I definitely understand that part. Love how the U of A promoted basketball. The men in football went south. And then Saturday around 5, they started pushing baseball. It's a revolving door here. Woo Pig Suey. Hey, I definitely get it. It's all a money grab at the end of the day. So I get it. Comment about the Steelers and the Ravens. Tomlin's going to be there. Pickens and Harris won't. Pickens
likes to push off.
If we can find a way to get somebody like DK Metcalf, we need an alpha male in the wide receiver room. That's the problem. You got too many young dudes out here who ain't really paid their dues, and they just like the fame, they like the accolades, but they're not putting in the work. So even AB was a damn fool, but he would go ahead and put in the work in off season to be great when it came time for the season. The fact that this man didn't have any catches the other week, no yards, he almost looked like Penn State in the damn bowl game. Penn State wide receivers had
Antonio Brown 2.0.
There you go. Which is a problem. But to look at Penn State the other day, Hard, you laughed over it. But I'm
you
looking
look like you're wearing purple today.
It's blue.
It does look a little purplish.
That's what's up, man. It do look purple, don't it? That's what it is. Hold on, let me see something real quick. Can you see it?
A zipper? What are you trying to do? Polo?
Yeah, it's polo. Polo on no logo. That's the saying. Look, it is what it is, man. But either way it go, what the hell are you doing to the screen? All right, Pone. Can you stop touching the screen, sir? All right, Pone. Let me get back to these comments. Yep. We'll find out. Ravens fan. Justin, you a Ravens fan? I like you, Justin, until now. That's some bullshit. All right, so Ravens fan. I respect the Steelers. Okay, respect. But I'll be damned if they let Tomlin go. Yeah, this is true. He makes you a playoff team. Who you going to get? A hand-me-down coach? Sounds like Arkansas.
A coordinator.
That same way Tomlin got in the game.
They're on the Facebook post. We're on Facebook X and YouTube. So Hog Talk's Facebook page, you can see the Facebook comments. I'm guessing you want to reply to some of them. Maybe.
Gotcha. So you addressed that. We have no pure shooter. Yeah, he went to Arkansas State. That's what happened to him.
No,
yeah, I'm gonna keep saying it. To have an in-state guy who was known to be a shooter, and you let him slide. And we talked about that last week if you was on here about if they even had a conversation in regards to staying or leaving once the coach left and a new coach came in. So I definitely see that. Jamie, shout out to Jamie Tidwell. So when does fire Coach Cal start talking?
That started at the Illinois game.
Yeah, it already started. It already started, brother. It already started. You know, it don't take long for us to want to fire somebody. So I definitely can dig that. I'm gonna get this last comment, then we'll keep rolling. If you want to close out the basketball, we can close it after this, and then we move on to football. So William said, Cal said it after the Miami game. He said he wasn't worried if we win or loss. He is having so much fun. I think the move to Arkansas was to get pressure off of him. Kentucky wanted to win. Arkansas wants to compete. Great comment. Great comment. I can definitely dig that. Mr. Risa, man, this Washington Tampa game is fun to watch. You know what? Did I put money on that game? I think I put some money on Baker Mayfield. Baker Mayfield been getting it in.
So you put money on Baker Mayfield, but you didn't pick him to win the pick'em?
Yeah.
Okay. That makes sense.
Yeah. We talking about parlay. We talking about player stats. We're not talking about money line. So yeah, that's the difference. Meanwhile, it's a two-man race at this point. We already understand that. So I digress. I'm gonna let the Mr. 1 and 2, Mr. Hart. How close are you to taking this thing over?
It's one game. Well, I have a 1-game lead, but we have the same picks this week. We both picked Tampa Bay for tonight, though.
Gotcha. Yeah. I see you trying to be funny.
I know it's going to come down to Kansas City versus Baltimore. That's what the picks are going to come down to.
That's going to be
Well, Baltimore's got at Buffalo next.
It'll be Baltimore.
Then it'll be Houston and Kansas City.
And Kansas City is got the easiest road to get into the national
Well, isn't that
championship.
how it's supposed to be with the number one? Unless you're in the college football playoff.
Ohio State don't have the best route to win?
No, they're not the number. They're the 8th seed.
Don't matter what seed they are. I'm just
That's
saying.
what I'm saying. Kansas City, though, being the number one, you should have the easiest route.
Gotcha. I hear
Now,
what you're saying.
technically, I think Penn State would have had the easiest route, but they lost.
Yeah.
So. But yeah, we can move to football.
Yeah, let's go ahead and do it. You got anything you want to shoot before we get to football? Oh yeah. So the college football roundup. So Notre Dame, which I told you was gonna win, is gonna beat Penn State. So 3 points, but a win is a win. We'll take that, or they'll take that. Ohio State versus Texas. I do want to ask this question: 28-14. Was it a missed call in this game? Was it a missed call when Quinn Ewers got hit? Was that not hands to the face?
The strip sack?
I don't think it was a strip sack. I think he just put his hands on this dude's helmet and knocked his ass out, and he fumbled the ball and they scooped it.
Well, it went down as a strip sack.
Okay, all right. So the play before that, I'm glad you said that because I knew you missed the devil's advocate. So when they threw the ball to the tight end, he went down the sideline and he pointed, and they called a penalty for that.
Yeah, good for taunting or whatever.
Yeah, but he didn't even point at anybody. Not that I'm taking up for Texas, but I'm just saying let the game be played on the field, not between the refs. But I feel like that was malicious in intent.
We've already beat Buffalo once this year. I'm just throwing that out there. If Buffalo can contain, Lamar. Here's the thing, and this goes to Kansas City also.
Oh, Mr. Teresa, listen up now.
No, if Baltimore gets past Buffalo, and then they play Kansas City, this isn't going to be like the first game of the season when Baltimore hadn't figured out what to do with Derrick Henry. Also, since week 11, Baltimore has the number one defense in the NFL. Once they moved some parts around and figured some stuff out, so it's going to be
the counter to that is Kansas City's got Hollywood
The referees.
Brown. Well, they got everybody healthy too now.
So they didn't week 1.
They didn't. Did they have Hollywood Brown week 1? I don't think
First
they
off,
did.
Hollywood Brown is not like.
I'm not acting like they're great by any means. I'm just saying that they
What's
were missing
Hollywood
weapons.
Brown done since he left Baltimore?
Not much. He went to Arizona.
If I was
so not much
worried
happens
about
there.
outside of Patrick Mahomes, if I was worried about anybody offensively with Kansas City, it's Xavier Worthy. Just because
him and Kelsey across the middle.
And tight ends, I don't know. It's one of those with tight ends, Baltimore can play well against them. Like when you have Andrews and Isaiah Likely, I mean, I put them ahead of Kelsey right now, not as a career, but as it stands right now. I don't know. It'll be a good game if you can keep the ref side of it.
Gotcha. Back into the college football playoff.
Oh, yeah.
So, of course, in the national championship, you got Ohio State and Notre Dame.
Ohio State's going to win.
What's interesting about that, we talking about number 8 and number 7.
Mm-hmm. Because they got the ranking system wrong.
So is that a shot at SMU and Indiana?
No, there's no reason Boise State should have been a 3 and Arizona State shouldn't have been a 4. Like that just because you win your conference championship doesn't mean you should automatically like get a bye and get the higher ranking. They just needed to be seeded as like who the true 1 through 12 are. Not the seeds were off, which I think they've already talked about that they're going to address for next season. You're not going to be guaranteed a bye just because you won your conference.
Mr. Reese said Sarkisian lost that game when he called that a second and goal pitch play. That was trash. What was you thinking when you call a pitch play and lost 8 yards, not using man?
You have, I mean, it's the same thing like with Pittsburgh and Texas are similar, like the 2 quarterback system. You've got plays drawn up for Arch Manning. You've got plays drawn up for Justin Fields. Like they're 2 complementary but different quarterbacks than what you have that start.
Right.
I will say I don't think Ewers comes back to Texas.
He shouldn't.
Mm-mm.
He shouldn't. I'm sure he'll take some money.
Well, he even
Recognize
said that rumor, because he addressed that before the game, that the rumors about the money offers from other schools weren't true. But
Yeah.
that could mean whatever. But if I was Arch Manning, I wouldn't sit another year. So if Ewers came back, if I was Arch Manning, I'd be going to Georgia or North Carolina and go get with Belichick.
If you Sarkisian, you got to push this dude about the program.
Mm-hmm.
He's gone. He's gone.
Yeah.
And
They're
if I
not
was
going to let
Carson
Art
Beck,
sit for 3.
if you want to see how there's no loyalty anymore with the transfer portals and NIL and whatever else, look at Carson Beck. You're choosing to leave your team that you've won a national title with, that you almost got, you made the playoff again. You won the SEC, and now you're going to go collect a paycheck in Miami with your girlfriend.
Mm-hmm.
With your girl.
Yeah.
Hey, man.
Which maybe he knows, like, hey, I'm not going to get a payday in the NFL because I'm trash, and I'm not going to get picked ahead of the 6th round. So he's just collecting what payday he can get. Which NIL people, y'all paying him upwards of $10 million is the most ridiculous thing I've ever heard.
Crazy work. You and whoever did the Sean Watson contract. Crazy work.
Hey, which props to the Browns if they're talking about voiding his contract now.
They need to.
Because he posted some video like pulled over dancing with, he didn't have his boot on. And so there was like, it's only 3, you're supposed to be wearing your boot 24/7.
Stupid.
About to lose out on $92 million for a fucking TikTok video you posted.
Yep, Mr. Reese said Carson Beck is damaged goods. Absolutely. That man's going where the money is. So I definitely understand that. It is a business. So I get it. At the end of the day, on film, he trash. He is trash. So it'll be interesting to see what all these teams do going forward next year. Did you see, talk about revenue sharing in regards to companies? I'm going to throw this in here as we move forward. But did you hear about the revenue sharing? And it was talking about teams that was actually left in the Pac-12.
Left in the Pac-12? I mean,
not Pac-12. I'm sorry.
I said like 2 schools.
Yeah, 2 schools.
2 schools, but they got like 6 coming in.
Right. Other side of it is for this particular year, don't they still be able to split all the money? Which is like,
oh yeah, they still get some of the Pac-12 money.
Notre Dame as well. Notre Dame,
yeah. See, Notre Dame, but not split it with anybody.
Exactly. So that means you get to buy players, keep with the system that you've been doing. You just elevate at this point. I'm not saying they're going to run the next 5 to 10 years. At the end of the day, I feel like it's going to all level out at some point. But and I don't think the SEC is over. I feel like there's still teams in the SEC who have coaches in place and programs in place who can be effective in regards to recruiting and dominating between the trenches for the next couple of years.
No, just with us doing transfer portals, NIL stuff, we got a video here. This is Coach Brown, who last chance for y'all that watch it, has a lot to say all the time. I think he has an opinion about everything. A lot of the stuff, he's blunt, he's harsh, but a lot of the stuff is the stuff that players don't want to hear, but he's going to tell you. He's going to tell you how it is. I mean, just like when on Last Chance he's calling the kids out individually for failing art, for not going to class, for this, that, and the other. So, like him or not, he speaks the truth on a lot of things. But this is what he thinks is going to happen with the JUCO route in college football, and I think there's a lot of truth to it. So let me run this right quick.
I don't think kids are going to play D1 football anymore. They're going to play JUCO for 2. Get an NIL agent that will pay them as long as he signs with them to go to the NFL.
Really?
They'll do draft days for the JUCO. They'll get a gauge if this kid's a first or second round projection.
Wow.
Now, to meet his criteria, football is different than basketball. To meet his 3-year out of high school criteria to go to the NFL, now he'll go play 1-for-1, which will be the old basketball. He'll go 1-for-1, and now I'll hit up Texas. I'll hit up Sark. I'll say, hey, I want $1 million for this motherfucker. I mean, that's what I'm going to do. So now you're going to go 1 year to play at a D1 and to the league. So that's going to change everything.
Bro,
So
you know how many players, football players, big name football players that went to junior college?
Yeah.
If that was being
Basketball
back then,
too.
bro.
I got 28 in the league right now that play for me. So more than anybody else. Eight won a Super Bowl.
I got full eligibility.
You trying to get
I
something?
went to junior college for 2 weeks.
Aaron Rodgers, Chad, Steve Smith,
Yeah.
Cam, you
Cam
name
Newton,
it.
yeah.
Everybody.
They went to
Ocho.
Glenn.
Yeah.
So now, we talk about loyalty, we talk about new players, we talk about all this stuff. The way things are going, you could be dealing with in football 1 year.
Yeah. Which last I remember, the last player that I seen that was really ready was Leonard Fournette at LSU. That I seen he was ready to go to the league. So I mean, it's interesting. That's a grown man game. Like I said, you can definitely get injured for life. So it's definitely interesting perspective. But we'll see how that folds out at the end of the day. We're gonna jump into more football. You guys got something that you're gonna add to football?
Dun, dun, dun. Do we just want to jump into hog news and end the show?
Just
All right.
hit it.
Hey, it's time for some hog news.
Give me my theme music.
Well, we already saw Rohan Jones committed tight end out of Montana State, played in the FCS National Championship, originally from Quebec, I believe. 6'3", 235. I look at it like it's better than what we've got because apparently Shamar Easter's not good enough because he's never getting on the field. And whether that's a coaching decision or what. And who else? You've got that one. Then we saw AJ Green, coming back around, doing the wraparound.
So I'm gonna tap in on that AJ Green. So AJ Green gonna spin the block after he set in the boot for Oklahoma State and they was trash, and now he gonna come back to Arkansas.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess the real question was, and I missed it. I'm sure you guys are more informed on it. Running back or defensive back? What was that conversation?
Everything that came out first, which was Danny West, who first reported it, was walking on as a D-back. AJ Green was quick to respond to him on X, put it on his Instagram story that he's running back. He played two ways in high school. I don't know what the conversation between him and Pittman is or was. I see this as, yes, he's walking on, but in sometime between now and August, September, or maybe even into part of the first half, he's going to get a scholarship back. Yep. There's no doubt about that he's not, if he shows up and does what he's supposed to do, he's going to get a scholarship back. I looked at this like because first, we forget he committed to Tulsa originally.
Yep.
Backed out and then went to Oklahoma State, where I guess he thought he was going to start ahead of Ollie Gordon. I don't know what that thought process was. Right. Gets hurt, doesn't play, sees that they went 3-9. I look at him coming back as it was either call Pittman up and come back or try to come back, whatever, or end up in a program like Tulsa or somebody, Texas State, or somebody that's not up there. Or I can go call Sam Pittman, figure out how this is going to work, and then come back to an SEC school because you didn't play last year. You had a leg injury. I'm saying if he's going to come back and be the same running back that he was in 2021 when he put up over 1,100 yards and 8 touchdowns, by all means, come back. But I'll withhold my judgment until season starts, just like I do with any of the transfers coming in.
Yeah. Yeah, pretty much. That's on point right there. And let's see what else we got. We got another tight end possibly coming. Going to be committing to the Hogs. Jeremiah Beck. I forget what school he's at. I don't have it on me in front of me. That's another one to look out for. Originally, we were thinking maybe only one tight end, but I think we're going to get two now. And then for a D-backs coach, some people may have seen the rumors out there, but Nick Perry, the Seattle Seahawks coach, is expected to join the Hog staff and be the defensive back coach.
He was also the wide receiver coach at the Falcons. If you know
Mm-hmm.
the randomness of
Trash.
this, I look at it like, okay, so he played 5 years at Alabama. I think he's recorded 71 tackles and 2 picks in those 5 years.
At safety,
Then,
right?
yeah, and then he became a GA. Then it was an analyst. Then I think he's quality control. Then went on to be the wide receiver coach for a trash wide receiver core in Atlanta. And then, yeah, Seattle Seahawks as their assistant secondary coach or whatever. I mean, I kind of looked at it like we didn't get gains, which this is what DP always says wherever he went. It's never the first name or the second name, which is what we saw. We saw Etheridge, we saw Rohan Gaines, and now it's a guy that nobody had in the equation. So
Right.
I mean, I'm one of those that I don't question that hire as much as I've questioned some of the others. Just like, you know, our wide receiver coach and running back coach. Yeah, I know they were Bobby Petrino guys, but I just look at it like, who are they?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And I think back when we got, what was it, Willie Anderson, the guy from the Rams that Petrino got as the defense coordinator. I was so thrilled back then because I thought we got a pro guy and we could do something, and that ended up flopping.
Where did he go?
After Arkansas, I have
No,
no
I mean
idea.
DP.
Oh, I have no idea. He may have lost power again. Oh, there.
Oh, hey.
Back. See, I don't know if you know, when you grew up in the South, you grew up Baptist, you do like this. That's your Baptist thing, and that means, hold on, I'm about to step out.
Yeah, but if I'm not looking at the screen.
Oh, so you weren't paying attention. Look,
No.
anyway. So we got it in with the hog news. And let me say this part because I heard the part about the coach. Remember, it's never the first guy or the second guy.
Is there an echo?
Like you got to understand how this really works. And that's a situation in regards to contract conversation or better opportunities. Rohan Gaines, the fact that a former player is not on staff is diabolical. But apparently, we got something against former players being on staff and being on the sideline. So I'm watching these college football playoffs, and I'm watching Hall of Famers on the sideline for said prospective school. Chris Carter. I'm seeing these guys, and when I tell you that only helps recruiting, where's Darren McFadden? Where is Peyton Hillis? Where is Matt Jones? Like
Matt Jones is, you know, on the radio station.
Still, shit. I mean, like
here in Fort Smith, Arkansas.
These commentators are so corny. Like if they see somebody on the sideline, that turns into a story. They got something to talk about, especially if the game is boring. Give me a basketball player. Go give me Ronnie Brewer on the sideline. Go give me Joe Johnson on the sideline, and just have that conversation. Now, younger players who may have to only use YouTube as a resource. Now, wait a minute, he went there. Maybe that's an opportunity for me to go there and get some highlights and get some shine. So I don't know. That's just one thing that keeps bothering me. Like I said, Harold Harris, shout out to Harold Harris, who was a guest long ago, and talked to us about the relationship between former players and current establishment in regards to those guys not you have actors on the sidelines as well. Yeah, you damn sure do. You damn sure do.
All right.
Yeah. We're gonna go ahead and shut it down a little bit. I did want to get this comment I seen from Donovan. I seen you. I ain't forget you. And I definitely think what you got to say is relevant. Loyalty should never be a word used in college football, period. Coaches jump ship. Players jump ship. Owners cut their beloved players. But only 18 to 25-year-old young men are the ones held accountable.
That's why everybody's got to get it through their head that college sports they don't even need to be called college sports anymore. Just call it semi-professional. It's what it is. Call it farm leagues, call it whatever else. There is no more of what everybody knew is college sports. It's no more.
Absolutely.
You're buying your rosters. You're buying the best players that you can or you can afford or you think you can afford. I mean, rarely you're going to get these guys that grew up Arkansas fans.
Correct. Correct.
And that's just the way the world works. As
And
much as it sucks.
it makes me think a player like Boogie Flan. Do you really know who Kareem Reed is? You from New York?
Mm-hmm.
I'm talking about Rucker Park. I'm talking about street balling as well as on the court on the collegiate level. Do you know who Kareem Reed is? Like, he's from your area code. So that's one of those things that's interesting. Like I said, I seen Logan's comment. Hold on, not that one. But the one said history of the game isn't being taught much anymore. Yeah, it's definitely going on. Like I said, it's definitely a misfortunate to the game as we know it, as we grew up watching it. So he said it's an auction. Mr. Rich said it's an auction. Highest bidder wins, absolutely. And apparently we got what Coach Freeman said. We ain't got the money now, but it's coming in with the revenue sharing in April.
Because everybody else, he's acting like nobody else is going to have that.
Right.
That's the funny. And even some of the fans in the comments have brought it up multiple times over the last year. Like, we've got 20 million. Everybody is getting revenue sharing.
First of all,
everybody's getting 20.
We were the first one to come out with a collective, an Arkansas Edge. So how are we failing? And we were the first one to come out with it.
First collective, first department within your athletic department to teach these players how to do their NIL contracts and do their taxes and do this, that, and the other. Don't mean shit.
Yep. And the coach said that he's not really down with the NIL, but he understands that's probably going to keep him employed. So,
and everybody else is hiring GMs. We're not going to have a GM under Sam Pittman, in my opinion. Take that for what it's worth. Some people still think it's going to be April or May. Whether it is or it's not, you're still behind the 8 ball, because there's a lot of folks that think that Sam Pittman is comfortable with the 3 guys he has doing one guy's job, and those 3 guys aren't qualified enough to do the one. That's why none of them 3 are going to be named general managers, because they're not qualified for it.
As we get ready to get up out of here, do a little round robin. Any final comments in regards to what we discussed today? I definitely want to throw out there first the presser with Coach Cal.
Oh, I've got like that 18-second clip if you want to watch it.
Go ahead.
Got a tough one coming up. I didn't even know when we play. I was hoping it was Wednesday. But I knew it'd be on the road because we've had 2 homes. And all of a sudden, it is. So we got to do something tomorrow, do something on Monday, travel, and go on the road and try to get this thing right.
No clue.
As William said, he having so much damn fun, he don't even know when the next damn game is. Hey, Coach Cal, do me a favor. Can you stop asking these unathletic reporters questions about basketball? Not basketball questions, but like, hey, if you get out rebounded, then what do you do? They looking like, motherfucker, I don't know. We asking the question. You asked the question. I don't know. I'm just like.
But he's even said, like, he's told the reporters, he told them press conference 1, like, y'all can ask whatever, but it doesn't mean I'm going to answer it.
Mm-hmm.
He knows what he's going to talk about whenever he comes in there.
Right.
So.
All right, Mr. Hart, you got anything on the roundup? Anything you want to add?
I just hope we get things put together before February. Hopefully this week. We got winnable games this week. I mean, Georgia's going to be tough. Missouri, tough as well, but they're winnable. Rebound the ball. Hopefully we get some shooting going, and hopefully we get some wins. Get the sour taste out of our mouths.
Mr. Risa, I'm sorry, Hart. Mr. Risa, I like your comment, but he's a former player. You know that's blasphemous. We don't get former players to be a part of the program. That's diabolical.
And props to him, he's doing bigger and better things than Arkansas football.
Correct. Before we get ready to get up out of here, so if you guys don't know, me and my wife are expecting our first child next week. So we'll see. It's going to be in the middle of the week next week. I'm excited to be a first-time dad. When I tell you all these contraptions, these strollers, these $800 strollers, it's out of pocket. The stuff that it costs to raise a child at 2025 is diabolical. But either way it go, I'm blessed to have the opportunity to be a father with my wife, be a father and raise this child with my wife. So we'll see how it goes next week. Thank you, Mr.
If you need any tips,
call you too.
I mean, I've got
Don't
an
call
almost
me.
17-year-old. I'm
You did,
old.
yeah, you did a great job so far. But this is the thing. Like talking to people who have like a 10-year-old, they're looking like that stuff wasn't around when my child was, you know what I'm saying, boys. And like, it's crazy. Like my baby swing and rocker got Bluetooth. So now we're gonna be listening to classical music while the baby is.
Let me make you a playlist.
There you go. Shout out to the Hog HQ Live playlist, man. And it be jamming. I'll be jamming the playlist. Look, we're gonna get ready to get out of here this evening. We definitely appreciate you guys rocking with us this evening. Even though we had some technical difficulties to start the show. Once again, we definitely appreciate everything you do to keep us going. We appreciate the support, your love. Keep it going. 2025, new year, new thing. We're gonna keep it popping. That's what we're saying. Get out of here.